Hey y'all, hey. How y'all doing? I'm doing good. And I sorry, I don't have a consistent schedule. I need to create one that will be able to satisfy the needs and the demands of the videos. Um I try to upload Tuesday, or I try to record and upload Tuesday through Thursday. Um, and you might get some on the weekends, but either one of those days, you'll be sorry, you will be graced with my presence. But I hope y'all doing good. I hope y'all doing great. I am here. Well, first and foremost, I go by many names, but for the sake of the internet, my name is Venus, and and we are going to be talking about. Wow, this looks really really different on stream. You know what? I'm not. I'm not. Yeah. So we're gonna be talking about verbal abuse. Uh, because it's a lot. It could really mess with your mental state, especially who it comes from. So there's many different ways that I can talk about this and I can approach it from all different types of angles. So let's just get right into it. Now, let's say you have a parent or a grandparent or a uncle, somebody of some type of quote unquote authority in your life. It could also be somebody who you look up to, a mentor, a friend. It could be anybody. So let's say that they've been in your life, they've seen your ups, they've seen your downs, they've seen everything, but they quite don't understand you, how you think, how you process things, how you come up with things. They don't really understand your perception. Okay. So they don't understand your perception, so they feel like they could just say any old thing to you and you won't take offense, you won't be upset, you won't have ulterior feelings when it comes to whatever they say. So verbal abuse is just as bad as physical to the right people. Once again, this also comes up with levels of perception. It's how you perceive things, how you take things in, basically your POV of things. So someone who may not have such a high level of perception when it comes to words, when it comes to things that are being said to them, could really take a toll on somebody. So that's why, and that they always say it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And that's a big thing. You have to choose your words wisely, very, very wisely when it comes to different people. A lot of people have been trying to figure out ways, like neutral ways that don't hurt. Um, to be very common. However, you still gotta tread lightly when you talk to people. Now, examples. Let's say you have a grandmother who doesn't really understand you. You have been working, you've been grinding, you've been um doing your thug thizzle, like you've been doing your thing. And she's trying to understand like why you're doing what you're doing the way that you're doing it. Or it could be, I'm gonna do it like this. Let's say like you haven't been at home and you're accounted for everything, and like you don't do certain things. Let's say you've been in a really bad depression and you kind of let yourself go. You haven't been really on top of your personal hygiene, or you haven't been on top of like your appearance, right? And your grandma comes to you and she's like, you know what? Um, let me do this for you because I noticed that you haven't been taking care of yourself and you're such an embarrassment to my family because we have people coming over and you need to take care of yourself because I don't want nobody looking at you different, looking at you wrong or anything like that, but has not also taken the time to talk to you about what you may be going through or even wants to understand what you have been going through. So in turn of that, that you're an embarrassment, you're a disappointment, you are not my kin, all of that is very detrimental to somebody. Um, as you have a title with this person, you're supposed to be family. How could you say these messed up things to me now? Let's say it's me. I'm in overdrive trying to think like you have all of these rules set up and you expect this, that, and the third out of me. However, that's not me. Like, I'm usually on my P's and Q's. I'm usually doing this, that, and the third. I'm usually keeping up with myself. I'm taking care of myself. However, there is other things that were said that kind of not necessarily prevents me, but disables me from doing that. And because you try to do things to not step on nobody's toes, to not create chaos, to not um cause a disturbance to anybody who you are around. And by you not doing things, you still are doing things. And that doesn't make sense, right? Right. And I was just talking about this the other day. I have another video on my channel where I talked about how peace, like chaos, is attracted to peace, misery loves company. Because a person who is to themselves, chilling, vibing, doing what they do, and another person who may have a lot going on, they got a lot of chaos, they got a lot of misery that they got going on over there, and they see the person who's at peace and they want it, but they don't want to do the work. They don't want to do the work to acquire that same peace in their own way. So they come over with their problems, their chaos, their drama, and try to get you to help them handle it, which ultimately will turn your life into chaos. And I don't like that at all. I think it's wrong. I think that people should not be doing that because this is your life. So, whatever you want to do with your life, you should be able to do it no matter what it is. Whatever you want to do, whatever you don't want to do, whatever you want to say, whatever you don't want to say, however you want to act, however you don't want to act. But also make sure that respect is given with what you are saying. Respect the essence of the person you're talking to. Respect the essence of the mind of the person that you're talking to. Catch me? Cool. So usually I take everything back to God. Everything that's been said, everything that's been done, everything that I know that I get upset over, or I get angered over, or everything that is being said to me that I feel like is disrespectful, I take it back to God and ask for forgiveness, ask for discernment, ask like, am I tripping? What do I need to do? Ask God for the avenue of where you're supposed to go after that interaction, and see what He says to you. Of course, He's going to say forgive them. Of course, He's going to say that, because you got to think about it. If you into it with somebody, right, and you and this person been into it this whole time, and you finally decide to level up, go on your journey, heal, and do what you need to do, regardless if this person in your life or not, regardless if God told you to remove yourself and to work on yourself, and you worry about you, and this person over here decided probably sometime after you to do the same thing, to heal, to do the work, to elevate, and to do what God has told them to do in their life. Potentially, y'all could meet up at the same place at the same time and look at each other. Now, when y'all in the presence of God, the Heavenly Father, and both of y'all healed, both of y'all doing good, both of y'all, and then y'all look at each other, y'all still gonna beef when y'all was down here? Y'all still gonna y'all still gonna beef like when y'all was downhill versus y'all up here? Or is y'all gonna acknowledge each other, acknowledge the forgiveness, and maybe part ways? You don't have to be buddy buddy with nobody. You don't have to be, just cordial and respectful when it comes to opposition. Agree to disagree, and everything will be fine. Just because you into it with somebody, don't mean that you have to wish bad on them, because they could be just like you. We are all one and the same. We all can sit at the same table with God and eat the same meal in the presence of our enemies, because God is going to prepare that table in the presence of your enemies. And guess what your job as the child of God is? To sit down and eat. Enemy or not, friend or not, family or not, foe or not. I told you to sit down and eat. What you gonna do? You gonna go hungry because you're up at the table? You gonna go hungry because people who you thought was supposed to be there for you in your life and they didn't, and they did whatever they did, is sitting at the table? I don't know about y'all, but I'm big. And guess what I'm gonna do? Sit down and eat, because guess what? I know the food good. I know the food good. I know it's healthy. I know that it's for me. And you don't know what they got on their plate. Focus on your plate, because you don't know what they got on theirs. Not saying that God is going to do anything to their plate. They probably have the same food as you, but you don't know how it's whipped up. We're all one and the same. And when it comes to emotional regularity, when it comes to verbal abuse, one, go to God. Two, one thing that I've tend to learn how to do over time is to look at all perspectives. Look at all perspectives of what you said from your side and their side. Look at the perspectives of what they said from their side and your side, and try to level them out to come to a even field, an even playing ground that doesn't lead to destruction, that doesn't lead to crash out land, Sometimes you have to crash out. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes when God won't be, sometimes God want us to crash out. I'm just putting that out there because, yeah. Um, when in doubt, crash out. But other times he want us to be poised. He want us to be calm. He want us to be respectful. Like he want us to forgive, of course. But sometimes you gotta let a person know, like, hey, chill out, chill out with all that. Even though God gonna let them know too. But that's like the emotional regularity and like looking at all angles of a situation really has saved me from a lot of overthinking. It has saved me from a lot of feelings because sometimes we want to be so stuck in hurting ourselves, thinking like everything is about me, 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 me. No, everything is not about you. Everything is not about you. I mean, granted, your feelings are valid, your emotions are valid, but feelings are not facts. I'm going to say it again. Feelings are not facts. They're not. Feelings are not facts. You got to look at the facts of the situation and come to a consensus of the facts of the situation so that way you can move forward. I think a lot of people, I think, no, high level up your essence, level up that vibration. I know a lot of people think that feelings are facts, but they're not. And I know a lot of people want to be right. A lot of people want to be right because a lot of people don't want to feel shamed. A lot of people don't want to feel guilt. A lot of people don't want to feel any type of negative emotion when it comes to any type of disagreement, any type of argument, any type of verbal abuse, any type of physical abuse, any type of don't nobody want to be wrong. Who wants to be wrong? Everybody always want to be right. And accountability. People have to take accountability for their wrongs. And what I was going to say was people um when it comes to any wrongdoing in life and also forgiveness, you have to forgiveness is for people who is for yourself, not for the other person. And also when it comes to wrongdoing, you have to do the work to the point where you are comfortable. You have to do the work where you are comfortable with whatever you did following you for the rest of your days. Because you're at sometimes you're gonna think about it, and sometimes history repeats itself. Things repeat itself. Sometimes it's gonna be a repeated cycle, but you don't want to have the same actions over time. You don't want to let the same thing hurt you as it did before, because you want to grow. You don't want that to be a trigger. You don't want that to hit you where it hurt, because if it does, then did you really grow? Did you really heal yourself? Did you really analyze the situation and take it for what it is? Probably not. Um, and what I want to say about verbal abuse, we need to be more aware of our wordplay, of our word choices. We need to be more aware and actually pay attention to people. And if they decide to share stories, to um, it's like puzzle pieces trying to put together a certain group of words from experiences that won't trigger people, that won't hurt people. And sometimes we also need to learn how to shut up. They always say if you don't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. Even and also we need to learn how to watch our tone when it comes to certain words. I mean, when it comes to talking, tone is everything. And I'm not talking about the products at Target. The tone of your voice matters. What you say matters, as well as actions. Actions speak louder than words, but also if there's no action required, then what are people going to base things off of? Words. So you have to be aware enough to decipher what words you need to say and the tone that you use to execute your message. Because a lot of people every day replay words that have been a part of an argument, that have been a part of a meeting, that have been a part of happiness, that have been a part of a promotion, that have been a part of destruction, that have been a part of everything. And the reason why we are in trouble is because of words. When I say we, I mean we as in America. Words, words and actions, words that are not aligning to action. So that is going to be all that I have for today. Make sure that you are looking at all perspectives and learn your people. Learn how to talk to your people. Learn the different levels of perception when it comes to your people. And I promise you that will help out a lot. Because some words you can say to people, some words you can't say to people. Some words you can say to this person, but not that person, and vice versa. But yeah, that'll be all that I have for today. I once again between Tuesday and Thursday, and sometimes on the weekend, y'all can follow my TikTok, LESGETLIT, LESGETLIT. And I have a Twitch also. My Twitch is IDEFKM underscore. I haven't been on it in a while. I need to get back to it. But that is my Twitch as well. And I'll holler at y'all boys and girls and women and men and goddesses and gods and princes and princesses and and the high priestess and the empress and the emperors and all of the high names, because we not down here, we all the way up. Yep. But bye y'all.